studio, Tony. Hi, everybody. Welcome to CSU Pueblo Extended Studies Podcast. This is Wolf Tracks, and I am Gary Salazar. I'm the Associate Dean of Adult Learning here at the Division of Extended Studies. And this is our 20-minute conversation with some of the most amazing programs and people and projects that we are very glad to be able to work with. So we highlight the areas that we think elevate people, our people. We want to create educational opportunities. We want to find ways for more collaborations. We basically want to help our communities and all of you become a little bit better. So thanks for joining us there. We record and post these on your YouTube channel here at the university. We also send them out through different social media outlets as well. And joining us today, I'm very glad to say, is Dr. Tony Bobadilla. He is an associate professor and he is a social work department chair at CSU Pueblo. And we are very glad to have you on board. Welcome, Dr. Bobadilla. Thank you for taking the time to join us today. I'm very glad to see you on board. Let's go ahead and begin with you maybe telling us a little bit about your background and how did you come to CSU Pueblo?
Great. Thank you. It's a pleasure to be here with you guys virtually here today. And thank you for the invite. It's a privilege to be sharing this space with everybody today. So, I guess I'm gonna just start off really basically who I am, and then I'll start with how I ended up in Pueblo. So in academia, I'm a licensed clinical social worker and obviously an educator with a background in behavioral health, clinical practice, and social work education. And much of my work has focused on underserved communities, particularly the Latino and rural communities or populations, with an emphasis in autism also is helping students grow not only as professionals, but as ethical and effective professionals. And so I think those are really important things to highlight in terms of who am I, right? I'm an educator and I'm a clinician. What really drew me to Colorado State University Pueblo was the mission and the students. CSU Pueblo is deeply connected to the community, and we serve many first generations. We're looking at working with non-traditional students. We're also working with working people, like working class, working individuals, working adults. That really aligned with my personal values and my experiences. Um, I'm first gen myself. I'm from rural. I come from a migrant background. My parents used to pick chili in the fields when I was growing up. In the master's program, as a student, I was picking chili in the fields. So when I saw CSUP and the mission, I was like, this is home. This is where I want to be teaching. And so when I saw the opportunity not only to teach, but to help grow programs, to help create that real impact across Southern Colorado, that's what drew me to CSUP. Thanks.
Oh my goodness, Tony, you don't know about it, man, but you just fell into something for me. And I'm glad you talked about mission. Later on, somebody's going to see this from our HLC probably, because I am on one of the committees for HLC, and the mission is part of it. And you just epitomized the mission. That is so cool. Thank you so much, Tony. Please tell us a little bit about what is social work? What is the department and your role as the chair? What do you do?
Absolutely. And so our department is really focused on preparing students, like I said, to become ethical, compassionate, and highly trained and skilled social workers. These individuals are going to go out there into the communities and make meaningful change. And so, as the department chair, my role includes supporting the faculty, overseeing the curriculum and the accreditation, working with the students, building partnerships in the community, and helping guide the future growth of our programs, of our department. A major part of the work here is ensuring that our students are really well prepared, not only academically, but also professionally and personally. Because social work deals with a lot of realities and practice, and our students need to be prepared personally and professionally, not just academically.
Wow. Well, and once again, you're just setting this whole thing up. Like, we're going to get into some of the curriculum stuff in a little bit here,
Yeah.
and I'm happy to hear about that. But what a cool endorsement for your program and for the students and how you relate to community. I mean that's perfect. I think anybody hearing this would go, yeah, that's a great
Mhm.
match. So let's
Yeah.
talk about what kind of degrees you have. How many degrees do you have? What are they?
Yeah.
And maybe a little bit about some of the teachers you have. I don't know how many teachers worked for you.
Yeah, we are growing. So right now we have, I think it's 9 or 10 full-time faculty, and we're also have adjuncts that actively practice but also teach for us. They're a part-time. And so currently for the social work department, we offer a bachelor's of social work, or as we call it, a BSW. We
Okay.
offer a master's of social work, or we call it an MSW. In particular, our MSW program includes traditional foundation or the advanced standing option for students who already hold a BSW from an accredited institution.
Okay.
So we have yeah, we have the generalist as we call it, and then the advanced standing for the MSW. We have a dedicated faculty of, I think it's about 9 or 10 that are experienced not only in clinical practice but also in community work. We're doing behavioral health. A lot of our faculties are trauma focused, trained, policy and research. And like I mentioned, the adjuncts are actively practicing in the field and they come in and teach not only practice, but also theory. And so I love our adjunct faculty instructors that come in to close the gap with theory and practice because a lot of us are just throwing theories, that's the academic piece, but our adjuncts that are practicing come in close to practice, which like, yes, we read a chapter, but this is the way it actually looks like when you work with a real human being inside. And so anyways, I hope I'm answering the question. We do have a BSW, MSW, and the MSW again is the generalist and the advanced standing.
Cool. Very, very cool. And I like the distinction you're making there with your faculty and your adjunct faculty, bringing in, you're teaching not just MS, uh, BS or MS and W. You're teaching the actual. This is the experience. Your adjuncts are bringing that to it as well. What a great combination. It sounds like a wonderful way to start growing too. Okay, so we got a little bit about your program and faculty. Now, what kind of students do you see coming into your program?
Our students are unique. Our students are amazing. Um, Many of our students are balancing work, school, parenting, caregiving, real life responsibilities, right? We serve a very diverse student population. First generation, we work with adults that are working, veterans, parents, caregivers, individuals returning to school later in life. We also serve students from rural and underserved communities who, at, what I've seen, this is what I love about Pueblo, is our students come in invested to give back to the communities that they live in, that they work in. And yeah, I just our students, their genuine desire to help others and create that change makes them unique and amazing students.
Nice, very nice.
Yeah,
And I love how you go ahead and bring it out. They're coming from all sorts of different directions and coming to your program. And the culmination as they come through, they
yeah,
get a degree and they go back out to the community and they help, just like I said, making people better. That's awesome.
yeah,
Really good.
yeah.
Cool to hear.
And
So,
also just throwing in something in there, our adjunct professors,
yeah.
most of them came through our programs, Gary. And so that's where it's like I see the payback. I was like, you guys are community members, went through CSUP, are working, are back in this institution, but also providing services to the community. It's just like a big
Yeah.
turn. Like yeah, it's a beautiful phenomenon to see.
It's full circle. Man, that is great.
Yes.
That's great to hear.
Yeah.
When your students come to you, do they have to meet any certain requirements that the programs have, or can they just sign up for it? Like, I don't know if there's any prerequisites to come into a BSW or an MSW.
Yes, and so there Most of our students are required to have a BSW from an accredited
Okay.
institution. However, we do take students that come from a related field. And so that's where the distinction kicks in. Individuals that come in with a BSW from a CSWE accredited program
Okay.
can qualify for the advanced standing program, which is a year. So we can get out of here within a year with a master's program. And I think that it's very unique, right? However, those individuals that do not hold a BSW, and they come from a related field, let's say just for example, our sister discipline, psychology. They can still do a master's in social work, but it would take them the 2 years, which is the
Right.
generalist foundation years. And so at the graduate level, students need not only to meet the institutional requirements, right, and demonstrate readiness, but for our MSW, we need to hold the bachelor's degree or a related field degree, and that just takes you that avenue. Um, what
Understood.
else? I guess beyond academics, I don't think this is a prerequisite, but beyond academics, we're looking for students who are really committed to helping others. Students that are willing to grow, students that are open to learning, aside from the academic prerequisites. And so I hope
That's
I'm
a
answering
nice,
your
that's
question.
a nice prerequisite nonetheless.
Right.
I understand. Yeah, I'd like to get all those students who are really interested in giving back. I think that
Yeah.
makes all of us better. So great things to underline.
Mhm.
Um, and I like the fact that if somebody comes in and goes for the master's degree, if they have the BSW or something else you accept, they can save time and
Mhm.
money
And
getting
money.
that master's degree. That's a great way to go because everybody's looking for ways to get through things quicker, save some money at the same time, then get back out in the field.
Yeah.
Awesome, awesome. All right. So outside of those things, when you see your students, do they have challenges? Do you see common challenges among this population of students? Everybody who comes to college or university for whatever degree always has, oh my gosh, I got to get back in and figure out how to do this, or oh my gosh, this is different. Do you see similar kinds of things in your students, or are the challenges unique to your program? Which one is it?
Absolutely. I think I'm thinking of themes, financial barriers,
Hmm.
time management,
Yeah,
work-life, school balance,
right.
access, right? A lot of our individuals that are in rural areas. But I think
Oh
most
yeah.
importantly is the imposter syndrome, Gary.
How's
I've
that?
seen a lot of that imposter syndrome as a barrier, right? Um, yeah, like I mentioned earlier, a lot of our students are dealing with multiple responsibilities, right? Work, family, finances, but also the demand of the
Yeah,
schoolwork, the
yeah,
school demands. And so I've seen a lot of our students come into our classes, into our program, doubting themselves. That's where the imposter syndrome kicks in. They doubt that they belong in academia. They doubt that they can get an MSW, a master's degree, because for some of us, a bachelor's is the big one, right? It's like, I don't even know how we ended up with a bachelor's. A master's? No, we're doubting that. So some of our students are wondering if they belong.
sure,
And
sure.
so yeah, one
I can
thing,
see
yeah,
it. Yeah.
yeah. And
Good. It's
so,
good for you to pick up on that because that goes to the advantage of counseling and guidance that you all give, your advisors give to these students, right?
yeah. And that speaks to the support of our department, right? We are a very supportive department in terms of we see our students. We know their struggles and we care about them. My faculty meets the students where they are at. And it's not easy because while doing that, we need to maintain strong professional and academic standards.
Sure.
And so it's not easy for our faculty to meet them 100% where they're at because we still have responsibilities, right? And so the support that not only as a department but as an institution is invaluable, right? We work closely with our students and we help them succeed. Our goal is graduation. Our goal is how do we get you across that stage with your diploma? Um, I think also is making sure I've seen my faculty work with the students and they make sure that the students know and feel that they're not doing this alone.
Yeah. Yeah.
Yeah.
That is so cool. I just came from a meeting at the hospital talking with the dean of nursing out there, and very, very similar sentiment, talking about how they work with their students because they want them to see that goal line and they can get there and they help them along the way. Very, very similar sentiment. Thank you for that. So
Yeah.
appreciate folks who understand from the student perspective, particularly as you said, when they're handling so many things in their lives. It's not easy then to focus on academics and getting through. So it's a challenge. Thank you, Tony, for understanding that. Okay, so one more thing here. We want to go towards one point, but you are working with your courses in both the residential instruction and the online instruction. Is that correct?
Yes.
Okay. When I talk about online, in my world, our courses for extended studies are asynchronous, or meaning there's no instructor there that they can talk to and interact with. That's the online asynchronous. But in your world, when you talk about online, right now, it is you have an instructor who is available to them all the time. Is that correct? Or do you want to?
Correct. Yeah. It's so I think yes, but it's also, I mean, accessibility is what the number one, right? It's
You said
like
that, right?
it's accessibility for our online education. So we do have on-campus and online learning environments, right? And so one of the yeah, I mean, our professors, we have this thing, it's like stu you know how we have this infamous office hours?
Yep.
Everybody has to have office hours. Well, we actually take it another step further. We have student hours.
Student hours. Explain
Uh-huh.
that. What is
And
that?
so what that means is we're always available for our students. And we're not going to be here between 1 and 5 on Wednesdays. The students need us on a weekend because we're working. We're going to be available on a weekend. If our student need us in an evening, if we are able to meet them in the evening, then we're going to be flexible and meet them there. And
Hmm.
so we push student hours. It's like we're here for you guys. And that's about the accessibility that you just mentioned. Because
Yeah.
it's like, yes, our classes, they're set up. You guys can go in there and learn. However, sometimes we're learning at 10 p.m.,
Yeah.
right? And
Yeah.
it's like, so we want to be mindful that we are here about accessibility and we want to have student hours. It allows our students from rural areas, our students that are balancing work and family dynamic and
Mhm.
responsibilities to be able to feel like they have the support and that they belong in our online environments.
That's cool, man. And you're underlining the mission again. Holy cow. This is awesome. All right. Let's talk
Yeah.
about something that I know is near and dear to your plate and mine as well. It's a new program
Oh,
initiative.
yeah.
It's your MSW online, right? And we've been working
Correct.
on this now. You've been key to helping bring this about.
Yeah.
Would you tell us a little bit about that?
Yeah, I mean, it's exciting. I can't wait until we push that activate button online and actually launch it, right? Because we've been almost a year, a school year at least. My first, yeah. And so it's been a minute. It's one of our biggest initiatives right now.
Yeah, yeah.
It's expanding our MSW online offerings.
Right.
And
And this
I
is
am
completely
uh,
online, asynchronous online that you're pushing, except for four separate periods within it, right? These are periods where students will do that work out in town.
Uh-huh. Yeah, so everything will be done online on your own time when you want to and you can. Of course, there will be due dates and deadlines,
Good
but
job. Yeah.
lectures will be online. Your work will be open 24/7, right?
Wow.
While towards the end of the career of the student, academic career, is they will be embarking an internship or field practice, as we call it, field. And so at that moment, those classes are not asynchronous. We will be having to meet our field instructors, we have to meet our field liaisons, our supervisors, and that's part of our accreditation rigor. We have to have those face-to-face interactions, and that's when we deviate a little bit from the full online because we need to make sure our students have the one-on-one supervision, that we have that one-on-one interaction with them so that we know they're getting what they need
Right.
and that we're
Right.
progressing with them. But yeah, our goal here is high quality, accessibility, but also supportive.
Yeah. Right.
Yeah.
That's coming through loud and clear, man. Thank you very much. And I look forward to that too. Once we get that approval out here, we're geared to push out for that and get that thing started. I'm very, very hopeful that'll be soon. I know this is a fantastic degree in the industry, so we're expecting a lot of students to come in. and take
Yeah.
advantage of that.
And I'm
Okay.
excited to be able to reach students in rural and underserved communities
Yeah.
in an online platform, which, the outcome or the return of our investment at that moment is we are going to have more social workers with a master's degree in our rural communities, paying it forward for
Right.
Colorado community. So,
What a great way to talk about culminating the mission and giving to it. That is awesome. All right, we are about ready to wrap this up, but
mhm.
before we go, I met a young lady today at this other meeting I was at. Her name was Katie, and she talks so glowingly about the MSW program because that's what she's in.
Yeah,
But it was just, it was so much a coincidence. We just walked in. I asked why she was here, and she talked about it. I said, "Oh, I'm doing this podcast with Tony, Dr. Tony later." She goes, "I know him. I'm in the classes." And she was with Young G out at Pikes Peak, and oh, it was great. It was so great to hear. But
yeah.
what I'd like to know is, do you have a favorite story of being here at CSU Pueblo and working with your faculty, your students? A favorite story that you might share?
I think every story is unique and rewarding. Um, I think one of the ones, I mean, I don't know, it's sensitive, but it's undocumented students.
Okay,
The fear,
fair,
the, I mean, it highlights, we talked about all the other dynamics as far
right,
as barriers, but when we are undocumented, it just elevates, highlights a lot, right? And so
true.
one of the situations came about where it's like, I don't think I'm gonna go to field. I can't do internships because of the status.
Hmm.
And so I was like, wait, what? You're unsure that you belong because of this in education and academia at CSU Pueblo? And so we went about and beyond, and we were able to figure out how do we grow the confidence? How do we grow the comfort and the safety while protecting the individual? And so at that moment, it was about keeping them on campus, making sure that we protect them and feel safe while making sure that, hey, this is still happening. I was when I saw individual stakeholders within CSUP keep confidence, keep the love, and keep the support, that was amazing, Gary. I was like, and this is why I'm here, and this is why we serve who we serve, which is our students.
Oh, wow. Cool.
Outside of Colorado, I think one of the main ones is when you see a student that has overcome so many challenges. I have one in particular that was with me as a BSW, a Bachelor's of Social Work, then with me in the Master's of Social Work. Right now, we just graduated her with a PhD in social work.
Wow.
So,
That's
man,
a great story.
yeah, and so that's what I want to do here with Pueblo, with our students here. It's like I want to see them grow. I want to make sure that we have all of these stories, not just one, but all of them. Where it's like you were for MSW, BSW, I'm a BSW, MSW, PhD, together with being a caregiver, a parent, working, all of that. I think,
Right.
yeah.
That's
So.
cool. That is so cool. And you just set yourself up for the next one. I'm going, all right, Tony. If somebody hears this podcast later on, somebody goes, "Oh, I want to talk to that guy." What's the best way for them to reach out and contact you?
Absolutely. The best way through to reach me is through the CSU Pueblo website. You can go on to our site and you will find me there. My email is also there. You can always come visit us. We're at the GCB third floor. That's Suite 314 if it makes a difference. But I'm always happy to connect with any future student, any community partner, anybody that's interested to learn about social work. But primarily is visit us on our webpage. You will find all the information there to not only get a hold of me, but also of our amazing directors or coordinators, which is for the MSW and BSW.
Gotcha.
But primarily is through the website and through my email.
Okay. And his email is
Oh,
tony.bobadilla
yeah. So
at CSU
Tony.Bobadilla
Pueblo, right?
at csupueblo.edu.
Cool. Very cool. Thank you for doing that. And for all of you who heard all that, you've met an amazing young man who's got so many great ideas out here. We're going to go ahead and wrap this up. We've reached the end of our podcast. Got to say thank you for Dr. Tony Bobadilla for being with us today. He is an associate professor. He's the chair of the social work program here at CSU Pueblo. And today you've heard just an amazing explanation from him. You've gotten to meet him. So please do check this out. Come back and talk with him. Ask him any questions. As we close this here at Extended Studies, and as I said before, we believe everybody should be able to attend school in a way that works best for them. You have complicated lives out there. There's so many things impinging on you in your lifetime. So let's find the best way for you. We offer academic pathways, programs. We have independent study classes. We have satellite campus classes. Pike Peak State College is one place we have classes where social work goes on as well. We offer online studies. We have teacher education programs. We have a potpourri of great ways for you to get your education or to complete your education in ways that work for you. So please look that out. If you need that kind of flexibility, affordability, the individualized guidance that helps you succeed, very much like Tony was just talking about here with great faculty who care about you, they want to help you get through this. You can learn more. Come to his website, come to our website, csupueblo.esu/online for me, or you can call us at 719-549-2100. This has been a pleasure, Tony. Thank you again. For all of you out here, thanks for coming to Wolf Tracks. Thanks for joining us. Summer is almost upon us. We're just about within a couple of weeks of finishing out spring. So all of you, please be safe out there. Take care.